Hey everyone, today I'm cooking Texas T-bone, and this is a Texas T-bone, and this is from Chop Online Meats. These guys are awesome, and you can use Flare 10 to get a discount, 10% discount from these guys before January 2024. But man, look at this, I ordered 3 of these babies, and he told me they were thick. Which is perfect for a reverse sear, which is what I'm doing today. Well, it's one of the cooks I'm doing today. And I ordered 3 of them because I'm going to cook these 3 different ways. And then I'm going to get my staff here at Flare Fires to judge what they think is the best way. It's going to be a blind judge on which one they prefer. But look at that, it's incredible. So yeah, I'm doing a reverse sear. And well, I'll tell you the 3 things I'm going to do. I'm going to cook one of them reverse sear up here in our Martello fire. And so it's going to be sitting up there, just being filled with smoke. And then I'm going to bring that down and sear it off. I'm going to cook another one, another reverse sear, just because I can, in our premier fire here, the solid masonry fire. That's going to be way up in the chimney, again being filled with smoke. Then I'm going to bring it in and bring it down and sear it off. And then I'm going to do the 3rd one in a pan of garlic and butter, cook it in garlic butter, sear it off in garlic and butter, and then cook it under the pizza hood as if it's in an oven, just to finish that off. So those are what I'm attempting to do today. And yeah, it's really just sort of show the different ways you can cook on a fire, and to get a sense of how fun it is, and just what this Texas T-bone is going to taste like, and how hard it is to reverse sear or to cook in a pan. So that's what I'm planning to do. Hope it's fun. Yes, let's get into it. Well, these steaks are incredible. They're massive, and they've taken a bit to warm up to room temperature, which is what you want to do before you cook. If you just cook these straight out of the fridge, it's just going to take longer. But not only that, well, it's mostly because it's longer, but it's going to be a little bit inconsistent as well. So what I like to do, and what I definitely recommend, is just try to bring them up to room temperature, or definitely not fridge temperature. And that just makes the whole process faster and easier. And the other thing I do is just pretty much season this with salt and pepper. I know a lot of guys would like to put special rubs and stuff on, which if you're cooking these on a barbecue, makes sense, just to get some flavor into them. But what we're going to do is we're going to put all the flavor in from our wood and from the reverse sear process. And honestly, you don't need anything but salt and pepper. So yeah, that's what we're going to do now. Take that off. And I like to be really generous with the salt. This is actually a really healthy way to eat meat, because if you're putting a rub on, the rub is full of sugar and other stuff that who knows what's in it. And you know, salt, people say that salt's bad for you, but actually the latest research on that, as far as I understand, is a bit mixed, and can't do you that much harm. So yeah, plenty of salt, because these steaks, they have a whole other part of them. There's like a side piece that you have to solve. I've never had a side meat sides. Yeah. So listen, that's pretty much all I'm doing, and I'm ready to cook. What I'm going to do is, normally, lately I've kind of got used to not using a probe to cook with. I kind of just do it by feel. But I haven't reverse sear with steak this thick before, so I'm going to use the meter probe. And this is quite good if you haven't used these before. They're basically just a Bluetooth probe, and you can use it to monitor the cook. Because in our concrete fire you can't see what's going on, potentially in the Martello I'd be able to gauge a bit more what's going on. But today 3 cooks, and I don't want to blow my mind too much and lose track and completely destroy these beautiful pieces of meat. So that's why I'm using the meter probe. Well, I'm good to go. I've got my meter probes in there. It's really cool. I'm seeing that my internal temperature is 20 degrees, which is basically just below room temperature. We're probably sitting out here at 25 degrees. And my cook time is 63. I'm aiming for, cook time, my internal cook temperature that I'm aiming for is 63 degrees, which is going to be about medium. and which is what I'm aiming for today. I've got a bunch of guys I'm cooking for, and some of them probably like it rare and some of them probably like it well done. So I'm just going to aim for medium. Hopefully that'll keep everyone happy. So that's about 63. And yeah, so that's looking great. I just want to talk about the firewood. We just went to chuck these in up the chimneys, but the fires are too hot. I felt it at cooking height. It's just like it's going to cook them. And what we're aiming to do is actually, well, we are aiming to cook it, but we're not aiming to get the seared up in the chimney. We're looking to slowly bring them up to cook temperature. So basically what a reverse sear is that you just do the sear last, right? So you're filling them full of flavor until they come to cooked temperature, which in a medium is about 63 degrees. And the fires are both too hot at this point. So what I've done is I've started the fire with pine, with just old man pine. In New Zealand, at least, it's pretty easy to get hold of. But the problem is it's super resiny. And if you smoke with it, it's really black. Basically, everything just gets black from the resin. So you don't want to cook with pine just because of that. So it's okay to start your fire, but don't be cooking with it. And this is just pieces I've got of, that's a piece of black wattle and that's a piece of cherry. So these are just random bits of wood that we cook on. And that's what I'm going to be cooking with today. And that's going to give it the flavor. And go for dry firewood, just cook on dry firewood, it makes a massive difference. So yeah, I'm just going to wait for these to cool down a little bit, and then I'm going to put these up in the chimney. The one that I'm going to cook in butter on the pan, I'm going to do that later. And so I've got some garlic in here. I'm going to add some butter, add some salt, and then I'm going to cook that down low on one of the swing frames. So yeah. So these are our smoker trays. They go up in the chimney. So yeah, one for one fire, one for the other. Going to put these on first and then put some wood on just to get that smoke happening and start to manage my heat. So yeah, let's get into it. So here you can see this is the Premier, this is our concrete fire. You can see the internal temperatures at 20 degrees, targeting 63, which I mentioned. And the ambient, I've just chucked this in, so it's still coming up. It's about 57. Because I'm aiming for 63, we want the ambient to be at least that. We don't want it to be too much higher, but I'm never going to hit 63 if that's sitting lower. But the real challenge today is the Martello is sitting at 37, so I need to put some more firewood on that. Otherwise, these are going to, it's still going to be fine, but I need to obviously lift that up. But I don't really want the meats coming off at a different time today. Otherwise, this video is going to be all out of whack. So I'm going to chuck some more wood on that Martello to bring that up. And it looks like my ambient on my Premier is still climbing, so I'm pretty happy with how that's looking. One of the reasons I wanted to do this with the open fire as well as the closed concrete fire is you actually get to see what's going on up in the chimney, up in the chimney. You can see that all the smoke just wafting past that steak. It's incredible. Of course, that's happening up in this one as well. You just can't see it. It's all going out the top. So I just thought that was really, really interesting. So it's time, I think. It's hard to know because I've got so much going on, but I'm going to cook start cooking this in the pan. So I'm going to stick the swing frame in here, hot plate, and then start pan searing this incredible piece of meat. So yeah, let's do that. Okay, so this has been seared enough. It's just a couple of minutes each side. Taking that off, and I'm going to put that back in the fire shortly. But what I want to do is I want to remove this hot plate because this hot plate's at 200°C plus, and if I put the steak back on that, I'm just going to keep searing it. So bringing that off, using my heat-proof gloves, obviously. I'm going to put on a grill plate. I've moved the fire aside already. I'm going to put my pizza oven in. So this is our pizza oven, but you can also use it as an oven. And that just sits on the swing frame. Yeah, so now what I've got to do is manage the fire. So this is like an oven. So I'm going to aim for like 200°C and cook it until it's cooked in the middle. So yeah, and at the same time I've got to cook the steak that's up the chimney, so it's not complicated at all. Okay, so I'm going to put this now under the pizza oven. I've got the pizza oven in there. I've actually lifted the pizza oven up higher because it was just, one of the problems here is that these fire bricks just retain so much heat. And so I feel like I was just going to keep searing it down low. So I've lifted the pizza oven up higher. I've never done this before, never sort of tried to sear it and then oven it under the pizza oven like this. So it's a bit of an experiment, just to make sure I don't cook it too fast, right? So, and I put a couple of pizza stones in there to help dampen the heat between the lower fire bricks and the steak. So that's slowly coming up to temp, but I don't want to wait too long because I've got the other two steaks cooking, one up here, one up there, and I want to try to bring them out all about the same time. So even though that pizza oven hasn't yet come up to temp, I'm going to stick that back in now. It just fits under. Yum. Okay, so the internal temperature of the meat is at 40 degrees. So I reckon it's time for me to pull it down and to turn it over just to make sure it's evenly smoked on both sides. And just to prevent the risk that maybe I do sear off the steak a little bit. But I've got a problem. I've just realized that I've got my pizza oven in here at this temperature, at this height, and I can't get the smoker down. So what I'm going to do is drop the pizza oven back down, drop the spring frame back down to the lower height. I think I'm fine now with the pizza stones in there. I think that's going to do what I need in terms of protecting the heat from the bottom of the hot fire bricks. And I just need to do that so I can get the smoker down. So yeah, I'll be back in a sec. Look at this, good. And you can see, see how red that is. That's just from the smoke. It's incredible. But you can see when you flip it over that this side hasn't got any smoke on it. So that's why we're turning it over, just so that we get a lovely taste of smoke on both sides. Okay, so the pan-seared steak, I've had it in the oven. I was initially thinking I was going to cook it for the same amount of time, but as I've been thinking it through, that's done. I'm pretty sure that's done. In fact, I'm a bit worried that it's overdone, so I'm going to pull that out and we're going to rest it. And then I can tell the guys that it's, it's well rested and stuff, and they're just going to think I'm amazing, when really I just cooked it too early. So yeah, that's what we're doing. Well, I can tell actually that one side is about right, and the other side might be a little bit overdone, just based on the feel. So, might have stuffed that up a little bit, but resting steak is good. I'm going to put a bit more salt on that actually, because I don't know if you're going to have too much salt on your meat. And I'm going to rest it in the back in the butter. And I don't know if that's a thing you do either, but that's what we're doing. And so yeah, resting meat. If I had a chili bin right now, I haven't got my glasses, so I can't actually see where the tin foil starts and stops. So I could be here for an hour or two doing this. So I'll pause, and when I come back, you'll see tin foil on here. And I'm going to put some towels on. If I had a chili bin, you could basically stall that in terms of its cooling down. You could put that in a chili bin, wrap it up in towels, and you could have that resting for a couple of hours. What I'm going to try to do is just slow it down enough so when this meat comes off in about 50 minutes, it's not too cold for the boys. Maybe it's lost a few degrees. So yeah, let's get into that. It's been a bit of an adventure, operating two fires, having different temperatures going on, and just trying to make sure I don't stuff this up completely. But the great news is one's actually just come up to temp, the other one's only 1 degree behind, and that's fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, those are both medium pretty much. So I'm going to take those off now, and then I'm going to rest them. I've already got, I've got to sear them off first. So I've got my hot plate already. I've moved the embers underneath that, so I'm ready just to sear them off. And the searing is actually not about cooking the steaks. They're done. They're completely cooked. All the sear does, it just puts a beautiful colour on it. So I'm going to do that. It's going to be like 10 or 15 seconds on both sides, and then we're going to rest them. And the team are pretty much finished for the day, so when they come out, they'll get to taste test and tell me which one they like the most. So yeah, I'll get these off. Yum. Okay. So come and have a look at that. You can see it's beautiful and red, and it's still soft, so that's still medium. And all I'm going to do, the searing is just going to give that some nice colour. Waikato, which is your favourite, mate? This side here, so up the chimney, up there. Nice, mate, appreciate that. Sam?
100% agree. This one.
That one. Frank? Whoa. Zodius?
I think I'm going with the first one.
First one up there?
Yeah.
Up that, the Martello. Wicked. Nui?
My one's on
The pan-seared one with the garlic and butter? Yeah.
garlic butter.
I think that's actually my favourite. Phil? That side, up the chimney. Up that. Up the chimney, so up the concrete fire chimney. Kristen?
The first one and the second one.
Okay, yep, so you like a little bit of the garlic and butter, but you also that you like that. Karen?
Definitely the one down the far end, but also the middle one.
Right. It's getting really mixed results. So, Dan? Middle. Wicked. Well, so it's a real mixed result, eh, team? Anybody unhappy with your meat? No? Happy?
Where's the salad?
We don't need salad. We don't need salad. Who would like salad with their meat? Yeah. No good. I like that. No good story started with a salad. Awesome, guys. So that's our video. So there's Texas T-bone 3 ways. Really mixed results in terms of what people want, but everyone's happy. So that's the main thing. So yeah. Cheers, guys. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll catch you on the next video. Cheers, guys. Cheers.